You are watching DHTV from California State University, Dominguez Hills.
Well, this is my last week to talk to you in Design Your Life. And I trust you've had a wonderful journey. I could do this. Don't tell anyone at Dominguez, but I could do this course for free. I just love helping to mentor people in their life career visions. I've lived an incredible career and life, and I want everyone to. So the last topic I wanted to pick was the pursuit of happiness. You know, Americans have the freedom to pursue happiness, but you know, has anyone been asking recently, are there any happy Americans around here? I mean, you've seen so many hate-filled, miserable, angry Americans that I wanted to share some of the research. Believe it or not, psychology has researchers studying happiness, joy. There's actually a happiness index studying the cultures of the world. And if you want to know the happiest people in the world, apparently they're Danish. My family immigrated from Norway. Were they happy people? Only if you got to know them. They were such serious, stern people if you didn't know them. But my grandmother, when end of her life, everybody celebrated her sense of humor, so I guess she was a happy person. It's fascinating to me, the study of happiness. So let me turn to the PowerPoint and share some of this with you. I hope you are in this course. Let me turn to the PowerPoint. I hope you are seeking and creating happiness. Usually my hope for you is that you're very happy already. But we can seek and create more happiness. That is something the research says clearly. And I want you, at the end of this course, to keep another little journal and start to notice on a day-to-day basis what brings you joy. Just notice your daily joy, and I hope you don't mind sharing with us. I will share with you. It might sound silly, but I just love spring. I love hearing the birds, the sound of water. I'm a real nature lover, so I could share all of those things that bring me joy. Now, I had an interesting journey, and I have shared bits and pieces, but I want to share the part about no matter what I did, it just didn't quite fit. Or after a year or two, I had done what I wanted to do, and I wanted to move on. And the worst part of my life is when I had all the prestige, power, and money that most Americans dream of, and I did that in my 20s. Not my plan. I was going to be a public interest lawyer, but I didn't have the political network to do that. So I ended up at an Ivy League law firm, and I felt like I had died early. It just did not bring me joy to work 24/7, which is what, you know, top law firms do. They actually, some have hotels where their associates sleep. But finally, when I was asked to start teaching at the university level, I discovered joy in my career. That lasted. So I want you to try on your dreams to make sure that what you imagine is what actually happens for you. I want you to truly find the fit that I did in your life. Now, the happiness research that has been done, I've talked to you about the importance of not being on TV, social media, phones more than 4 hours a day because it's linked with heightened anxiety and depression. But the opposite is also true if you want to be happy. You know, what's his name? I can't remember. The German philosopher, the guy, the meditator who wrote the book Be Here Now, or The Power of whatever. But, you know, happiness research shows that if we can be present in this moment without distraction, we're more likely to feel and know joy. I teach my students some mindfulness and that includes meditation and prayer, getting off the phone, not sleeping with your phone. Please don't sleep with your phone. All the ways that you can be present to yourself and to your life right now. Now, the other thing the research shows is that by serving, giving to others, contributing your gifts, you're actually feeding and creating your own happiness. And so, my journey, I think I needed to explore a lot of possibilities so that I could bring all my gifts together. Because everything I did, before I discovered teaching and mediating and all of that, consulting, everything helped me build the foundation for my life purpose. And it all had to come together. I needed that previous experience. I couldn't have just started teaching and had the life career that I ended up having. So, but finding a way to serve and contribute is linked with happiness. Being grateful for what you have. And I don't know if you've lost loved ones. I lost my beloved grandfather when I was 8 years old. And then when I lost my grandmother, who was the most loving person in my life as a child, I realized that you can't take anything for granted. Life is precious and it passes unpredictably. We never know. We never know what tomorrow will bring. So I don't take my life for granted. I don't take the people in my life for granted. But I don't always wake up happy, positive. We live in a very ugly, crazy, stressful world. So consciously learning how to be grateful for everything in our life, it's a good practice. Psychologists are promoting gratitude, a practice of gratitude, to help us feel happier in our lives. Now, this is an interesting piece of research. It may have changed a little bit over the last few years. Most people in the United States don't need more than $40,000 a year to have a really full, abundant life, including their own house. California is one of the only places in the United States, and maybe New York City, where it's hard to live a full, abundant, prosperous life on $40,000 a year. This is why I'm encouraging you to look at other places, even just Nevada or Arizona. Go next door, where you can live on much, much less and have a really abundant life. What the research showed, and this was, I would say, about 10 years ago, people who make more money don't get happier. They get unhappier. Because apparently what the research is showing, that 1%, the billionaires of the world, they are constantly competing with each other. Does Donald Trump like Michael Bloomberg? No, they are constantly competing and putting each other down. Did they want a bigger house, a yacht, blah, 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 a more beautiful wife? They get unhappier because they're never satisfied with what they have. While people who make middle-class income and they live in an affordable place where they can raise a family, have, several of their dreams, they're much happier. Now, you go to Italy. I was telling my freshmen, and there are towns in Italy where you can buy a house for $1. There are places in the world where you can have your own Beverly Hills mansion with a pool for very little. but that has to be a place where you want to live and be. So I'm encouraging you to explore. It takes very little to be happy. This was a quote of a Roman emperor many years ago. And it's true. If any of you have known people who struggle, who are relatively poor and are able to create a loving family and beauty in the midst of nothing, it is amazing. It takes very little to be happy. Mostly, it's the power of our mind. It's watching our thoughts, and this is some of meditation. You learn to see what you're thinking, watch your thoughts, let them go, quiet your mind. Yogis believe that our thoughts are prayer, that what we think we create. That's a motivation for trying to be more positive in our thinking. Okay, I'm going to be a little sappy. This is my last lecture. Thank you for working with me in Design Your Life. Our class may be ending, but I hope to be one of your champions and mentors for a lifetime with creating a career and a life of your dreams. All the best to you. Take care.